Those of you who don't know me, I'm Tom Sayles. I'm USC Senior Vice President for University Relations. Welcome to USC. I was looking at our Dean Harrington here, and I was thinking about what's going on at the university. This is really an exciting time for us. We sent our freshman admits letters out last week. As the Dean has told me, we had 64,000 applicants for a class of 2,700. You guys do the math on the odds, but I know they're tough. We had our class with the highest test scores ever. It is extremely competitive. I will tell you a point of note is that we had 85 sets of twins who were admitted to the class. All I can tell you is I'm glad I'm not applying to college now, particularly since I'm not a twin. I do want to start by thanking Jerry Neely, our trustee, for all of his service to the university. He is extraordinarily dedicated to this university and, of course, to this center that he's created that brings together 3 colleges. And I see a collection of my deans here, or our deans here. And the center, as I understand it, is comprised of Marshall, Price, and Viterbi, as well as bringing together other deans. Very seldom, other than a football game, do I see this many deans collected. So you see representatives from the dean from the School of Medicine, our law school dean, who I don't see yet, but I think he's a part of this, and of course, cinematic arts. So no matter what your politics may be, whether or not you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, or don't care, no matter what your industry is, the question of ethics is so topical right now. I have a daughter who's a young lawyer in San Francisco who I was talking to on my way in this morning, and I said, what are you doing? I told her about this ethics conference, and she said, of all the things that I struggle with as a young lawyer, it's how to make the right decision, the right ethical decision, given the kind of business constraints that I find myself under. So I think it is entirely appropriate that you are here today to talk about this. I think this is not only timely, but insightful that you're doing this right now. So welcome and enjoy your conference, and of course, fight on.
So I'm Abbas, and I'm the director of the Neely Center for Ethical Leadership and Decision Making. And it's really honored to be here today. And I would like to thank many people for making an event like this happen. First, Jerry Neely himself, thank you for your generosity and for the great relationship we have built over the last year. Thank you very much. And Linda, thank you for joining us today. It's been great. I would like to thank the deans of the Business School, the Public Policy School and Engineering, Dean Jim Ellis, Dean Jack Knott, and Dean Yanis Yartsos for the incredible support and for making this happen. Many people say, how did you get all those deans together to agree on something like this? I said it was very easy. They were pushing for it themselves, and everyone recognized it. I would like to thank many other people. Dean Laura Mosqueda, who's with us here today, thank you for making the time and joining us in this. It's a real pleasure. I'd like to thank Kathy Harrington, who has been an incredible supporter of the center, and there is also something I will announce later in the day that she has helped us with. Thank you very much for that. Many people I would like to thank at the beginning. Our students in the student competition, if you are here, just raise your hands. We have had one of the things we want to brag about, I mean, just the incredible amount and the quality of submissions that we have received this year, and I'll talk more about that. Stephen, Marilyn, can you just raise your hands? And if you are here, they're also outside working. There's Stephen, Marilyn, well, thank you very much for all your hard work and the preparation in all of this. And there are many others. I'd also like to thank PBF Energy, who provided partial support for this symposium as well and helping make this happen today. We're living in incredible times. When you think of some of the features of this era, advances in engineering and technology, advances in medicine, new business models of disruptive technologies that we had never heard about before, even imagined possible, influences of information on voting and public policy and the advances in artificial intelligence that are making policy leaders now have to catch up with a lot of the technology to be able to make appropriate legislation. And this is a topic that in any of the fields that I've just mentioned have an intersection with decisions and ethics. Vint Cerf, thank you for making it, for example, from Google. Yesterday we had a conversation, and Ken Fletcher, former Chief Risk Officer of the Transportation Security Administration. There isn't a field I know that doesn't have decisions and ethics. And that's why we're actually very proud that the name of our center is Ethical Leadership and Decision Making. And why is that? As I tell students in my decision analysis class, you can use decision analysis to decide what is the best way to rob a bank, right? All the risk management methods that we use, we can use those to decide what is the best way to rob a bank, or how do you design a car such that when you connect a tester to it, it gives less smog than actually exists when you let it run alone. So you need the ethical part, because as I say, decision analysis alone is just a tool. It's amoral. It could be used in a wrong way. At the same time, ethics alone, while it is good to be ethical, the challenges that we face today and the types of decisions and the complex decisions that we face require knowledge of decision making. When you work at the public policy level and all the policies that happen, Ken Fletcher and I worked on many, and we've just published a paper together analyzing, for example, the different TSA strategies for expedited screening. So for that, you do need the intersection of good decision-making methods in addition to the ethical component as well. And then finally, of course, there is the legal part. I want to say that, the Neely Center, just because also it has the ethics and decision-making part, so the National Science Foundation just recently gave us a grant to teach systems engineering at PhD students around the country here at USC in the summer on decision-making and ethics, motivated by that decision-making alone is amoral, and that we also need to have the ethical part. And this summer school will be hosted here at USC at the end of June. We have about 30 PhD students from around the country joining us to learn decision-making and ethics here. Since its launch, the Neely Center, just these are some of the examples of the activities that we have had last year. We started an inaugural USC campus-wide student competition. And we will see more of this today, and you'll actually see some of the finalists. And really, we're very, very proud of the quality of the submissions that we got. The committee had a very hard time even deciding how we can select finalists in the first place, and we're very, very proud with that. We started this Next Generation Ethics Conference, which I hope will continue, and it will be something that we will have many years to come. We also have an important part of the Neely Center's societal outreach. We actually went out and asked society, what are the big ethical issues that you face? What do you think are the most? And we'll show some of the video clips and answers that we got from society today. Also, as part of our mission, we started a book project since June of last year. And you just heard yesterday that Cambridge University Press is going to publish the book titled Next Generation Ethics by the Neely Center here. Thank you, and thank you all for your contribution. And we do have a lot of plans and many upcoming activities. We will be launching an affiliates program with companies here. We will be starting an executive education series, as I mentioned, the summer school on decision making, and starting also a podcast series. So again, here are some of our sponsors. I just want to say also that just so you know the impact that we have had in the last year, these are the schools that are represented today at this symposium from USC. So it's a real pleasure. I want to thank everyone. And with this, we will go on straight ahead. And I would like to introduce the Dean panel now, 4 deans from USC. Dean Jim Ellis, Dean Jack Knott, Dean Yanis Yortilis, and Dean Mosqueda. If you could please come up.